Hey everyone, and welcome to the Masterclass. Today we're going to master a reasoning topic that often trips up even the best students, missing numbers. I promise, by the end of this session, you'll have the patterns and strategies to tackle these questions with absolute confidence.
Do questions like this make your head spin? I get it. This web of numbers with a single question mark can feel like it's standing between you and your selection. But don't you worry. After today, these puzzles won't confuse you. They're going to make you feel confident.
And you really need to take this seriously. Whether you're preparing for SSC CGL, banking, or railways, a missing number question is pretty much guaranteed. And one tiny mistake can put you behind thousands of other students. But today, we're going to make sure there's no room for error. So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to decode every pattern step by step, solve real exam questions, and at the end, I'll give you a rock-solid strategy that will save you precious time in the exam hall. You're watching Ayushi Agrawal. Let's get started.
First up, the most common pattern of them all. You know, about 70% of missing number questions are based on this very logic. All you have to do is figure out if the numbers are connected horizontally, that is, across the rows, or vertically, down the columns.
Think of this as your mental checklist. The moment you see a question, first, think about simple addition or subtraction. If that doesn't work, try multiplication or division. And always confirm the pattern in 2 rows or columns before you apply it to the third one. It's a simple but super effective approach.
Okay, let's put this into practice. This is a typical SSC CGL level question. Why don't you pause for a moment and think for yourself, where's the logic hidden? Is it in the rows or the columns?
So if you look at it column-wise, 26, 32, 23, there's no clear pattern there. But now look row-wise. In the first row, how can we get 19 from 26 and 12? Well, if we add 26 and 12, we get 38, and if we divide that by 2, we get 19. Let's confirm this with the third row. 23 plus 17 is 40. Divide 40 by 2, and you get 20. The pattern is confirmed. So for our answer, 32 plus 16 is 48, and 48 divided by 2 is 24. A brilliant and really common pattern.
All right, let's move on to the next pattern. The examiner doesn't want to just test your calculation skills. They want to test your observation skills, and that's why squares and cubes are their favorite tools. These numbers might look big and intimidating, but if you can spot them, you can get the answer in just 5 seconds.
Here's a pro tip for me, and I want you to always remember this. As soon as you see a missing number question, take just 1 second to scan for perfect squares or cubes. This one habit can put you 30 seconds ahead of other students. Numbers like 121, 225, or 343, they're not just numbers, they're clues.
Now, take a look at this question. 25, 49, 144, 36, 64, what do you see? Every single one of them is a perfect square. This is a perfect example of the examiner giving you a massive hint. Your job is just to catch it.
Here, the entire logic is hidden in the square roots. Look at the first row. The square root of 25 is 5, and the square root of 36 is 6. Add them together. 5 plus 6 is 11. And what's 11 squared? It's 121. See? Let's check the second row. The square root of 49 is 7. The square root of 64 is 8. 7 plus 8 is 15, and 15 squared is 225. Perfect. So what's our answer? The square root of 144 is 12, and the square root of 196 is 14. 12 plus 14 is 26, and 26 squared is 676. Simple.
Okay, time to level up a bit. Sometimes, especially in the mains exam, the examiner won't give you a simple logic. They'll mix addition, multiplication, and squares to create a trap. The goal is not to be scared of it, but just to be prepared for it.
Remember this question from the very beginning? This is a perfect example of that trap. Seeing a question like this, 90% of students will just skip it. But you won't. Let's crack it together.
So, the logic here is column-wise, and it looks pretty complex. Let's try to find a pattern. In column 1, if we square the middle number, 8, we get 64. There's no simple path from there to 189. In column 2, 7 squared is 49. Again, no clean, consistent operation gets us to 265. Now, this is a perfect example of an exam trap. These questions are designed to waste your time. So what's the key takeaway? If you can't find a clear, consistent logic in 45 or 50 seconds, the smartest move is to mark it for review and move on. Don't let one question dominate your time.
Okay, let's look at our last common pattern. When you see letters instead of numbers, don't panic. These are actually just number puzzles in disguise. All you have to do is replace each letter with its positional value.
And the absolute best way to remember these position values is with this one word, E-J-O-T-Y. E is 5, J is 10, O is 15, T is 20, and Y is 25. Using this, you can figure out the position of any letter in just a few seconds. Make sure you write this one down.
All right, let's put this into practice. Look at this grid. We need to find the letter that goes in the place of the question mark. So what's step 1? Exactly. Replace all the letters with their corresponding numbers.
Let's decode this. Row 1 is 3, F is 6, I is 9. That's a simple series of plus 3. Row 3, U is 21, X is 24, and we can think of A as 27, or 26 plus 1, that's also a plus 3 series. So what's happening in row 2? R is 18, O is 15. Ah, here it's minus 3. So what's next? 15 minus 3, which is 12. And which is the 12th letter? It's L. And that's our answer. See? How easy was that?
We've now learned all the major patterns, but knowledge is one thing. Applying it under exam pressure is a completely different skill. So here is your final master plan for exam day, a plan you should apply to every single missing number question. This slide is your key to success. The moment a question appears, follow these 5 steps. First, simple row and column logic. Then check for squares and cubes. Then mixed operations. If you see letters, convert them to numbers. And most importantly, rule number 5, don't let it become an ego issue. If you can't solve it in 45 to 50 seconds, mark it and move on. Time management is king.
Always remember this. Your job in the exam hall isn't to be a mathematician, it's to be a smart aspirant who can recognize the pattern as quickly as possible. The more you practice, the faster you'll start to see these patterns.
If you found this session helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support really motivates me to create more of these masterclasses for you. And please, comment below if there's a specific topic you want an explainer on.
Stay tuned to the channel for the next explainer. The playlist for this entire reasoning series is available in the description, so be sure to check that out. Keep learning, keep practicing, and you will surely succeed.